Hello, everyone. This is Will.
This is Alex.
Welcome back to another episode of They Mostly Come Out at Night.
Mostly.
I'll just get out of the way now. I do apologize if my voice is a little prepubescent. I'm just getting over a cold, so it's going to be cracky and annoying. I feel fine, but just so you know, if I cough or anything, I am fine. I'm just getting over a cold, so I wanted to get out of the way.
Will's not dying.
I am not dying. I was dying this last week, but I'm not dying currently. So
Mentally, we are dying, but
well, that is true from what we just watched. But let's also get the other housekeeping out of the way. If you haven't done so already, please go to your favorite streaming site for podcasts and just give us a like, follow, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Really helps out the channel, really helps us out. So we really appreciate you being part of this community. Thank you. Let's get on with the movie.
So I have a confession to make.
Sure.
Last episode when we watched USA Ninja, there is a scene where we talked about it on the podcast. It was where the guy had him do this stupid ninja demonstration where he just killed himself by jumping off a cliff.
Yeah.
And during that scene, I was opening a can of alcohol, and it exploded everywhere.
That is true, yes.
It exploded and fell and whatever. And today, I was doing the same thing, and I opened it up, and it exploded again and fell everywhere. So I feel like the guy in Airplane where I have a drinking problem.
USA Ninja made you develop a drinking problem.
Yeah, like an actual physical drinking problem where apparently if I open up cans of a certain seltzer, it just explodes everywhere. And my fingers and my hands turn into like Jell-O.
Then I have to go run and get a towel, mop it all up,
and it's a whole disaster.
Yeah, it's great. It's fun. I really hope that doesn't continue.
No.
I might have to start charging you for new towels.
We'll see. What's going to happen now, Will, is every time I open a can of something now, I'm going to be like hyper vigilant.
Oh my God. Is this going to be the one?
Yeah, I'm going to be like hyper vigilant. I'm going to have like both hands on it, like clutching it.
Like a fucking child.
Yeah,
just
like a bomb.
Two hands. Use both hands.
I'm gonna look like those bomb disposal experts in the movies when they're deciding which wires to cut.
Like sweat starts beating on your.
Yeah.
Like as you're pulling the tab.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Oh God. But I guess it's fitting because we watched an absolute problem of a movie.
Well, yes. It's another shot on Shittio. It's
another winner.
Homebrew shit. I don't even know. There is some fun stuff in it, but I don't know if it's worth it.
I mean, I don't know. Your mileage is gonna vary.
I've been kind of grappling with it, just because I don't know if it's even worth the hour and 16 minutes that we watched on YouTube. It's called Bloodstream, by the way.
Yeah, it is very short, I guess. So there is.
It is a strange movie. It's a very odd amalgamation of scenes.
It's funny because
it's
the idea of it, the basic idea is not bad necessarily, and it might be worth it in a better movie.
It makes sense, but I just don't know if it's well. Surprise, surprise on this podcast. I just don't know if it's well executed. They didn't really know what they were doing, and did they? This is I don't know. Some of you might like this, but it's extremely low budget.
According to
no budget. It's zero budget. I think it's £400.
£400, which would be $500.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's 1985, but that's still adjust for whatever.
Dude, that's nothing.
That's probably maybe just over $1,000 to make a movie.
So like shoestring of all shoestring budgets, like virtually no budget whatsoever.
Yeah.
And it's a very simple plot. There are lots of like death scenes in this movie. We'll get to that. I don't know if we can really. I don't know. Is it really important that we go scene by scene? Because it basically the movie is just a collection of murder scenes. Like if you really get down to the like literally if you get past like the first like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, the rest of the movie is literally just murder scenes.
Yeah. I mean, it's only an hour and 60 minutes. So
and there's like a little plot peppered in. Like, I would say it's kind of funny. It's like, I thought it was going to be just the murder scenes, but there is like you said, it's like 50-50, like some plot, like 50 plot.
Oh, wait, you're talking about the in movie movies.
Yes.
Okay. I thought you meant like him killing people, but yeah, no, after the first like 30 minutes, that kind of slows down.
And I'm not kidding here. Most of the middle part of the movie is just a dude watching other movies.
Other movies, yep.
Like he's just watching. I swear to God, it's like this guy, the director, like had a bunch of death scenes he wanted to film.
No, that was my theory, was that he had a bunch of ideas.
Yeah, this was Alex's theory, but I agree with you. So
he had ideas.
He had ideas of like how to do murder scenes, right? So he filmed
things that he liked in horror movies.
So he put together a bunch of murder scenes of like different people getting murdered by different like antagonists. And then what he did is he just super cut them all together into a shitty like full like quote unquote full length movie.
Yeah.
He just stitched them together into this movie, but it really doesn't like add anything.
No, it just
because it's just it's our main guy just watching these fucking movies, and it's just he doesn't watch the full movie. Obviously, he just watches the death scenes.
Yeah, it's him watching death scenes, and I mean, you do get some extremely low budget enjoyment out of some of it.
Yeah.
But it's just funny because to me it's very transparent that guy had a lot of ideas for things you wanted to see in horror movies. So it's like you get, there's a zombie movie, there's the Mummy movie, there's the witch burning, there's the Exorcist ripoff, there's like the
werewolf.
The werewolf.
It's like a zombie movie.
There's the killer, like the slasher killer in the woods.
There's the court jester clown thing.
The clown thing, yeah. Like there's all these ideas that you would have about horror movies, and he just peppered that in there periodically while the rest of the movie is happening in the background. Which is...
Here, I have all the movies he watches. I took a picture.
Technically, it's not all of them because
I mean it's not all of them, but like this is most of the movies he watches,
not including his movie.
And this is verbatim what the stack of movies. So because they show the stack of movies he's watching.
His lovely sort of girlfriend crime partner delivers this to him.
And I will post this on our Instagram and our Twitter and everything.
God.
I am going to post this because you guys need to see these titles.
Listen.
I will. This is verbatim what they are.
This is real shit, yeah.
So,
real shit.
Just word for word what they are. Son of Mummy.
Yes.
Zombie Lust.
Yes.
Cry Werewolf.
Yes.
Gut Feelings.
Which I don't even know which one that would be.
Like a disembowelment thing. I don't know.
Well, I'm thinking of the one.
And then the last one, which is probably the most hilarious one, is dead sex.
You do not want dead sex. Like that just...
It just... I don't know... I don't know if we saw a scene from dead sex in this movie, but I don't know if I want to.
It would have just been a couple starfishing.
Yeah.
It would have just been... Yeah.
What was that one in the Jason movie, the dead fuck?
Dead fuck? Yeah.
It's a play on that. Dead fuck, but instead of dead fuck, it's dead sex.
Dead sex. It's an entire movie. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, let me just kind of. yeah, I mean, let's just explain the plot. It's really simple. So it's a guy who's trying to make a feature-length movie.
He makes a horror movie.
And he kind of gets tricked in by this skeezy producer that's going to distribute his film called Bloodstream. And the producer brings him in, watches the movie, says he hates it, tears up his film, says it's trash.
And tells him that in the contract he wrote for him, that there's a little clause that says, basically, if I don't like anything about your movie, it voids everything.
Yeah, like I don't have to work with you. I don't have to do anything. So you're fired.
Specifically, I don't have to pay you money.
Your movie's never going to go off the ground. And then, of course,
his secretary finds out that he is going to distribute the movie and that he is going to make money off the movie.
But under his name.
Yes, without the director involved.
Yes.
And
so
she contacts him to basically set up a revenge plot.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the movie. It's basically a revenge thing, which for me, it's not the worst idea for the movie.
It's not like the worst plot. Like it's not the worst like catalyst to explain why this guy is going to murder a bunch of people. Right?
Yeah, a bunch of people involved in the film industry and stuff. It's not a bad idea, but...
Well, because, from the very first scene with this dude, you can kind of tell something's off about him. He's kind of...
Oh, the director?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's kind of, not right.
Withdrawn.
Not all there. The lights are on, but no one's home.
You think?
Kind of thing. So, this is, kind of an allegory of, you piss off the wrong person, and this kind of happens.
Yeah. He's already disturbed.
I mean, there's more allegories at the end, but it doesn't matter really. It's kind of bullshit, but
it puts the gory in allegory.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks,
Dad. So anyway, so the secretary's helping him out. They're going to figure out a way that they can get revenge, and you can probably already understand what that revenge looks like to this director.
Yeah, I guess.
So basically, like I said, after he gets fired, half the movie is this guy just being a weird loner and just watching these murder movies.
While the secretary is basically explaining the revenge plot to him.
Yes.
And getting information.
Oh, I forgot. There's one other movie that they do show eventually. It's called Lightning Strike. It's the Mad Max ripoff.
Yeah, which is not on the stack.
Yes.
I guess.
It is on one of the stacks.
Okay, yeah.
But the one I took a picture of, it's not there.
Yeah, Lightning Strike. How
yeah. I don't know what the Exorcist movie one is called.
I don't want to know. I truly don't.
Possessed or something. I don't know. Some weird, stupid shit.
But the thing is with his, because with the movie that he made, which I don't even want to know what's happening in there, but
yeah, they show
Bloodstream.
They show the end of his movie, right? That's how they're all watching it.
Well, they show it's it almost looks like the beginning and the end. Because there's the scene they watch where the guy they're it's like a couple driving, and the guy's just I can't, and I swear to God, I thought he said, I'm gonna come. I swear to fucking God,
I'm gonna come.
Literally, he's rubbing himself. He's like, I'm gonna come, and then she's
the power is coming.
No, don't come. And he gets out of the car and just yeets off into the woods and starts taking his clothes off.
Yes.
And then ripping his skin off.
And a skull, and then the eyeballs pop out. And then
I remember, because there's the guy in the screening room. It's the assistant or whatever, and he's like, good opening. And then the producer's like, yeah, whatever.
Well, and then it's two people in the woods, and they're lighting a torch, and there's a skull man, coming after them, and then they light the torch, and they burn the skull guy alive.
And then that's the end.
Yeah, it says doesn't it say Bloodstream or something like that?
No, it's I think it starts the credits.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So that's the end, and then they're done, and he's that's when he tells them, yeah.
Well, he's it's shit, whatever. And so this guy gets pissed off, and then the director literally goes home and sulks for weeks, presumably, because
yes.
literally there's cuts of this guy, I'm not kidding. The director watching these movies, and there's like a murder scene, and then it'll show the skeezy producer like typing up the script for for Bloodstream, or the contract for Bloodstream, and then they have like a poster, and then they're producing VHSs of it.
Yeah, like making all the arrangements.
All while this guy is watching different scenes. So like there's a scene he watches of like a guy getting torn apart by zombies, and it looks like stupid because it looks like clay, like red clay that they're pulling
How
apart.
dare you?
And then
The red clay is adorable.
I can't remember all the movies he watches.
He also
'cause, like,
watched the
there's like the Mummy one where the
guy
mummy.
in the woods.
Oh, that's right.
The
Yeah,
couple in the woods and the guy with the axe. Yeah, he's wearing the.
he's
burlap
wearing like
sack.
a burlap sack, and he like
in Friday the 13th Part 2.
he chops the guy's head, and like it splits open and blood spurts
Blood
out.
streams.
And then he watches a mummy one where the mummy like chokes.
I don't even remember what happens with that one. He like. Oh no! It starts like squeezing his.
Oh
head,
yeah, and then it
remember?
just cuts away.
Yeah.
So the secretary is kind of like being like, okay, like we need to hatch a plan to take this guy down. So this is like 45 minutes into the fucking like hour and 16-minute
Nah,
movie.
you're exaggerating.
I don't know if I am. Am I?
I think you are. I think it's more like 25 minutes, because
Okay, you might be right.
Basically, what she does is she.
Okay, I'm
gives
sorry,
him-
I'm reaching. You're right.
You're
Sorry I offended your sensibilities on this. I didn't know you were such an aficionado on this movie.
Get your time.
Jesus
straight.
fuck. Okay, fine. Sorry.
Bloodstream.
I'm not worthy for Bloodstream. I apologize.
It's a very meticulously made movie, so I understand.
Okay.
it's not
you're
for-
right. There's stuff happening.
It's not for lizard
and
brains. I'm
There's
sorry.
stuff in every scene. There's
It's
so
so
much
dense.
So dense. There's so much happening.
Every single frame is. Yeah, it's dense, all right. Just not in that way.
That's on the nose. So yeah, she brings this bag of like stuff. So he tries on the robe,
Yeah,
and he tries on the skull mask,
and she kisses
and
him.
she gets bricked the fuck up for him. Like,
Oh, God, she's
like
so
she
wet.
gets so fucking like panties in a twist. Holy shit! And it is on like fucking Donkey Kong.
And
like,
then, yeah.
they start like it's really awkward because they start making out while his mask is on.
So obviously their lips aren't actually touching. She's just kissing the plastic.
But they're acting like they're full on like making out. It is so awkward. And then they have sex. I mean, it doesn't show it obviously, but like they have sex, and so she's like still spying on the producer. So he's gonna go to was it the CinemaCon convention, or
No,
what
the
does he
video
call
convention.
it? The video convention. That's right. So
He's cheating.
He's cheating on his wife. So she goes over like the whole family, right? So
Yeah.
basically, there's the producer. Then he has a daughter who's like into modeling. He has a son that's like super into lifting weights and like is like kind of
Is he the son though?
it.
Well, I'm gonna be honest.
I
with
think
you.
it is.
I'm gonna be honest with you, boy. I have no idea what relation.
There's
any of these
some
people
dude.
have.
There's some dude that lifts weights.
That's
and-
literally all
and
I know.
And all he does is ask for money from the producer guy.
Yeah.
And then there's the wife, and they have a dog, and then there's the actress that was in the director's movie,
Yes.
that is having an affair with the producer.
producer, yeah.
Yeah. So
And then there's the
Oh, and
assistant
there's
who
the-
is he? I think he's related to the producer too, because he is at the house.
well, and he's like some skeezy womanizer asshole.
Yeah, because they show like when she's explaining like who these people are and explaining the reasons why our man should murder them. Like she basically says you should kill this guy because he's a creeper.
Yeah.
And it shows him like in the office like patting her on the butt and like all this shit.
Yeah,
But
just doing some like skeezy things.
I'm assuming he's related to the producer too because he's at the house with the producer's wife.
That is true. Maybe he's having an affair with the producer's wife.
Everyone's fucking.
Everyone's fucking everyone, okay?
Everyone's fucking everyone up in this bitch.
And then they get fucked.
Yeah, so did I. But I don't really know the relation of these people, and honestly, it really doesn't matter. But
Well, so they're just setting up who this like
who has to die?
who the Deadpool is basically.
Yeah.
Who's gonna fucking eat it in the fucking movie? Because the director is now angry enough that he's going to go murder all these people.
He has become Skullman.
Yes. So he starts with the weightlifting.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So it's just a guy working out.
We see his entire routine.
I don't know why they spent so long
You know
filming
why.
this guy working out.
You know why?
Yeah, sure.
Hour 16 minutes.
He answers a phone call. I guess something. Well, so I should say they also set up where like they have the daughter like make sure she's at like the director's house. The producer's house, her dad's house at like a certain time.
Yeah.
So they know she's there, so they can kill her.
Same with the
And they set everything up so they
Yeah.
know exactly where everyone's gonna be, so they can kill everyone. So they go to this guy's house. He's talking on the phone with someone, something about money, and then he starts like lifting a dumbbell, right? Not a dumbbell, a bar, and he starts like pumping the bar, and then
this is after like 5 minutes of watching his previous entire workout routine.
so then we get Skullman.
He shows up and he puts a tripod down.
Puts a tripod, points it right at the bench where the guy's pumping iron.
And then he turns on the camera and it lights up.
And you see this little crosshair and it lights up and it like blinds you because like I don't know why they did this, but like every time he turns on the light, just like flashes the
Yeah.
it bleaches out the entire fucking frame.
Yeah, just blinding light, and
and
he
then
goes behind him, and that little thing that holds up the barbell.
I love this scene is so fucking
He
stupid.
takes it and moves it back, so the guy he can't put it down. And instead of dropping it, he pulls around.
He like tries to reach it still, and while he's trying to reach it, the fucking schoolman takes a little tiny dumbbell and like drops it on his nuts.
Here's what's funny is he does reach it.
Yes.
He puts it down, but as soon as he does, Skullman tosses a dumbbell at his crotch, and then like he's like in pain, and Skullman walks behind him, picks up the barbell, and drops it on his throat.
And kills him. Kills him instantly. It's not like a slow death. It's like instant.
Yeah, instant. He's bleeding out of his mouth and he's dead. And then he plants drugs.
Now, holy suspend your disbelief. Holy shit.
I cannot imagine. Will, how dare you imply that at any point during this movie I would have to suspend my disbelief? At any point.
Well, I'm just saying.
During this pile of monkey fuck.
I'm just saying. This is the most, like, insane death scene because, like, literally, this muscly dude could have done literally anything to get out of this predicament. Like, literally anything.
Anything, yeah.
And he didn't. He just like literally just sat there while this guy tossed a dumbbell into his nuts and then tossed a fucking bar onto his neck. He did nothing. He just sat there.
He just sat there, yeah.
Like it was ridiculous. It's ridiculous. He barely had a reaction.
He just sat there and took it, yeah.
Like a little bitch. He
can't-
just fucking took it.
I can't believe it.
So next scene is the daughter is like sleeping with another guy.
By the way, I want to mention because there's a scene I think is before before the first death, is our guy, the director and the secretary, they go out for like dinner.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
And the whole time they're at dinner, he's like, remember he's like staring at like the people.
Well, I think they're trying to frame him as like a weird dude.
Yeah, no shit, but
like,
it's like
but it's like too on the nose
because he just like keeps staring at all the people, and eventually she's like, "What are you looking at? What's wrong?" And he's like, "Nothing. I'm just looking at the people." And he looks around, and then she's like, "Oh, by the way, we can't see each other for a while because it's just not safe." And then after he kills the Jim guy, he calls her and is like, "I need to see you. I killed him." And she's like, "No, it's not safe yet. It's not safe yet." And then he continues on.
I do love how also this, like I'm trying to put this in real world situations because I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, please do.
Okay, so you know how he plants the drugs for the muscly guy, right?
Oh no.
So
I know where you're going.
in 1980, I even asked this. In
know where you're going.
1985, they did have toxicology reports, right? So like autopsies, they can test what was in someone's bloodstream. Now, I'm not saying.
Bloodstream?
Oh God.
Oh shit, he did it.
Oh fuck! I didn't even realize it.
This movie got you.
But like, they can test for that shit.
Yes.
So what the fuck is the... I mean, I get why he was planting the drugs and what that would lead to, but this is in the 1950s. Like, it's not like they'd see the drugs in the ashtray and be like, oh, yep, he was taking drugs and couldn't handle the weights.
Well, you watched a movie that had
Okay, so I'm purely doing this. I know, like you say, not to spend my mislead, whatever. I'm purely doing it because I think it's hilarious to put this in a real world situation.
not try to put anything in this movie.
I think, dude, I'm going to because it's hilarious.
This is a movie where every character in the movie drives the same car.
But it is hilarious.
Because they only had one car.
It is hilarious to think about, like, this is the master plan to not get convicted for these murders, right?
Oh, really? How about the fact that at the very end of the movie, he has a film of him murdering people. And in the film, he does a voiceover. I think it's a voiceover. Maybe. No, it's not a voiceover. Never mind. Movie.
No, he's live recording.
He's live recording, yeah. But still.
Well, he literally live records himself, like, confessing to every single murder.
Yeah. But that's not in his film, I guess. Even though, she tells him, you need to throw that out.
Well, no,
catch us.
he still is filming himself killing the last guy, the producer.
Does he film himself?
But what he's doing is he's showing the producer all the deaths while filming the producer, so his voice can still be heard on the tape.
Which he presumably leaves there.
Yes.
That's all I'm going to say.
But anyway, so next death is the daughter. So the daughter wakes... Is it... Okay, so was the guy in the daughter's bed the secretary guy?
No.
It's just some random guy, right?
It's some guy she's sleeping with.
Yeah, so she tells him to get the fuck out. He basically is like, well, let me get dressed, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he leaves. Our guy is in the house already. He's standing next to a bunch of swords on the wall. Picks one up.
Well, no, so the guy leaving, he like literally goes down the stairs and he walks past the skull. Not in the same room, but like he walks past the room where the skull guy is, and the guy's holding the sword just in case the guy comes in. And he leaves, so the guy puts down the sword. And then she's like drawing a bath. I do not know what the fuck he put in the bathtub.
Well, we get a shot, a lovely shot on video shot of a camera just recording everything in this bathroom. And eventually, halfway through this shot, you realize that it's following a cord.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's something plugged in on the ground, right? But like, we don't fucking know what the fuck is in the bathtub.
And guess what? We did not care enough to rewind the movie to see what was in there.
I don't even know. At this point, I honestly don't even know if it shows it.
I don't care. If someone wants to watch this whole movie, it's on YouTube, and you want to tell me what this object is.
It is only an hour and 16 minutes long, so it's not like it's like long.
If you really want to torture yourself,
it's a waste of time
to tell us if there was a hairdryer or a fucking
it's
electric dildo
in there. It is a waste of time.
Yeah, you have fun with that because we're not going to.
In fact, become the dildo if you...
You will... Yeah, I feel like a dildo after watching this thing.
Yes, I just feel used.
Yeah, like, the director used us, okay?
So, it follows the cord, and you just see him, like, plug it in.
And turn the switch on the outlet.
Yeah, so she gets electrocuted, she, like, starts...
Jiggling around in the bathtub.
He sets up the camera... And she's like convulsing, and then he goes down and grabs the sword.
And then stabs.
Why?
Because he had to get it on camera. He didn't get her being zapped on camera.
He got her like dead in the fucking bathtub.
He needs the murder on camera.
But he already murdered her.
How do they know watching it?
Because she's fucking dead.
No, she's not. She's still bleeding. How dare you? Hey, have you guys ever seen a movie called Peeping Tom?
No, tell us what happens.
There's a movie from the 60s about a man who films people that he murders on a handheld video camera. Does that sound familiar?
No.
Oh,
Dude, what we watched here is completely original, okay? It has never been seen.
It's so original that Peeping Tom is also a British movie just like this one.
No.
It's that original.
False. I don't believe you.
I don't believe either.
This is completely... Listen, Bloodstream is the greatest movie of all time.
No, that's
and
factual.
it is completely original.
That's factual.
Okay? We have seen none of the deaths in any other movie, even before this movie was made.
I mean, there is one that comes up that I technically, I guess, haven't seen because I almost lost my mind watching it. But and then after that, it's the...
Is the actress?
Wife and the assistant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. Okay, yeah. So he goes to the producer's house, and the wife is like preparing something, and
She asked for firewood.
And so the assistant is there for some
That's what
reason.
I'm thinking, like, I either he's related to the producer or they're fucking.
Maybe that was his son.
Yeah. You might be
Maybe.
right.
Maybe. I that might be true. So anyway, this guy starts going out into the woods with his tiny little electric chainsaw and starts just sawing little tiny trees down for...
It's not, well, they're not even trees. It's like a log on the ground. He's just sawing it in half.
I just love how he like puts the chainsaw to it, but it like nothing happens.
Well, it's going very slowly.
And so
Because he does saw it in half.
I don't. Okay, again, apply this to real life. How does he not see the skull man?
I told you.
Literally, like
I gave you a perfect explanation for it.
I know, but like
Because it's like in video games, like
he is like literally like what, like maybe 10 feet away.
Fog of War.
Okay, stop. He's like 10 feet away.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the skull man is like setting up a tripod, and he like
In daylight. This is broad daylight.
I just love
This isn't night.
I love how the skull man just points a gun. He just points a gun at him.
Yep.
And the dude like literally could not give a single fuck that this guy is standing literally in front of him with a gun, because he just keeps on sawing wood, and then he like looks up and doesn't see... Oh no, wait. No, the guy turns on the light, and then the guy like looks up at the light, and then like still doesn't see this guy, because he could have easily like, oh shit, and like ducked out of the way, but no, he just lets the guy shoot him in the fucking like side,
and then he walks over to him with the he grabs his little baby chainsaw and he saws his arm off.
He saws his paper mache arm off.
He saws his head off.
A paper mache head.
It's adorable. Fuck you.
It's cute.
And then he also, later on, we see that he also sawed his other paper mache arm off.
And then he viciously plays with the dog.
No, because the fucking woman tells the dog to run out there, and the dog runs up to him, and we see this dude
viciously playing with him,
playing on camera with the like most
I love how
vicious dog imaginable.
They put growl sounds, and like you can clearly tell
the dog's like tongue is wagging. Like
the dog knew this person, and they are clearly just roughhousing. But they act like it's like this like vicious attack
Can
dog.
you even call it roughhousing? At one point, there's a part where he basically forces himself to fall over to make it look like the dog is like tackling him.
I swear to God, we were halfway to seeing the dog like licking his face.
I'm pretty sure you could see it. If you want to, again, if you want to be the master dildo, you feel free to watch it in slow mo and do that. But at some point, he leashes the dog to a tree.
Listen, why does he have to do this? Why does he have to do this?
This is so stupid. And this is when I was almost howling because it's so comically
fucking dumb,
nonsensical. But he ties the dog up to the tree
and then starts
like a thing of gas
or water,
yellow water. He starts pouring it on the dog. and then just lights a match and it
I like how the dog literally like is like loving it basically. Like the dog like looks like it doesn't fucking care.
It's so hilarious.
Because the dog's like all like happy and,
It's so
and
comical.
jovial and everything. Like, and the dog's not scared at all.
It's so comical.
And then he lights a match, but then it cuts to the woman.
It cuts to the woman, and and then she's in the house, and he has the tripod there.
And he like
turns on in the hallway. She's like,
and he like plugs in something.
He has the
electric carver.
And then he comes up behind her and carves.
It is like it's the lamest death in the whole movie. He just carves her throat.
It's very simple.
It literally just is like a little cut, and then she dies.
And that's it for that. And then after that, it's the
actress.
The actress, and I don't even.
We're getting to the big death scenes, baby. This is like the last 20 minutes of the film.
This one was super basic because it's literally just her in her house, and then she looks in like the hallway and sees him, and then she like kind of not very
tries to get away, but
not
doesn't
very fast, but she kind of brisk walks around the house.
When she calls someone,
she calls the police, and then he disconnects the phone, and then he catches her, ties her to a chair using like the cord of something, which seems to be a theme in this movie is fucking cords.
And then he and we also get cuts of him like developing the film of the murder scenes. Yeah. So he also like wraps a band like a gauze into her mouth so she can't scream. And then like he like makes her lean back, like goes into the kitchen, grabs a small knife, and then
a kitchen knife,
and then stabs it down her throat
as she's like looking up at him and screaming, and it starts bleeding, and then that's it for that. And then we see the guy, the producer.
The producer gets to. Does he get home or does he get to the woman's house?
It's his wife's there.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Remember, because he
yeah, you're right. Because he walks into their bedroom, sees her sleeping, quote unquote, doesn't even check on her, just like leaves his bag and then goes downstairs.
Don't forget, he turns on the light, looks at her, puts bag down, turns off light, leaves.
Doesn't think it's weird that she didn't wake up when he turned on the light, but whatever. Maybe he's like, she sleeps like the fucking dead.
I love that he has a gigantic portrait, like a modeling shot
of the actress
in their house of the actress that he's fucking.
Yes.
His video convention, wink wink. I think that's fucking hilarious. Imagine having a portrait of your side chick in your house. Bold.
Imagine framing spank material.
Yeah, your fucking real life spank bank in your house.
Oh my
fucking
god.
Savage.
Jesus Christ.
And of course, he sits down to like watch TV or some crap, lights a cigar, doesn't even chop the end off. And, our guy, he's playing him the murder footage.
So, he sets up the camera, starts filming him. Like we said, he like shows them all the people he's murdered. And he shoves a gun in his face, and the guy's like, I'll give you money. I'll give you whatever you want. Like, just don't kill me. And then the guy's like, I can't even remember what he says, but, like, he basically shoves the gun in the guy's mouth and then pulls the trigger. And then in the only other scene where it sets up that he's trying to frame this guy, he like puts the gun into his hand.
Mm-hmm. So make it look like a suicide.
But none of the other deaths. He's trying to make the producer look like he like went on a murder spree.
He killed everybody. Yeah.
Like he went around and murdered every single person except for the fucking person he planted drugs on, which doesn't make sense now. It doesn't make sense.
As a wise man would say, there's no reason to be upset.
I know. I'm curious.
Jimmy's are rustling tonight.
I'm not upset. You keep saying I'm not upset.
There's no need.
I'm not like angry. I'm just curious.
Just put the Jimmy's rustled gorilla over like footage of the Exorcist scene from this. And just at the bottom, just say there's no need to be upset.
There's no need to be upset.
That's literally...
I do love this exorcist scene. We forgot to describe that one because it's my favorite.
How do you even describe this crap?
Well, because it's like a woman. She has like this head harness on.
She has like a B sci-fi movie head harness on that's apparently... At first I was like, what is happening? And then is she like doing a science experiment with this? And then the guy starts talking and then you find out he's a priest. And
then she lights his Bible on fire and then spits green blood into his mouth. and then
all while like sirens are flashing in the room.
And then the harness has like these clamps and like she like possesses them to go into his eyes. And then it just ends.
And then the other one that almost broke us was the werewolf one.
That's at the very end, though.
It doesn't matter.
So...
Does it matter?
Yes.
Does it?
For the sake of this film...
Okay, for the sake of integrity.
For the integrity of cinema...
Right, yeah.
Listen.
I feel the integrity of cinema.
This needs to be preserved, to be curated, to be collected.
Curated is right. I said halfway through this movie, I told you, I was like, I would love to force a normie to watch this. Just try.
I would love to see someone just like that doesn't watch shitty movies already.
Yeah.
That watches like just like blockbusters and stuff like that. Watch this movie and try and get through at least the first 10 minutes.
I want to see their reaction, like in real time. I want to see a normie's reaction to this nonsense.
Show them like the Exorcist scene and see if they can get through it.
Just be like, like Starship Troopers. Would you like to know more?
Would you like to know more? And then show them the film. But so he goes back, and this is where he sits down. He's murdered all the people, and he starts to watch another movie, and it's the werewolf movie.
Yeah, and it's a guy in like a little wooden makeshift cage. And
it's like literally just like bits and bobs of wood, just like nailed to like a very, very flimsy structure.
Yes,
it's hilarious. And there's like this
turning.
There's like this like girl with this like massive push-up bra, and like her cleavage is like showing it. He's like, "You got to get away from me."
Yeah, I'm dangerous.
And she like starts bagging. She has like a blunt. It's not like a gun. It's like a blunderbuss. It's like a huge fucking like revolutionary like war gun.
But it's supposed to be like silver bullet or whatever.
Yeah.
And so he starts turning, and they
his
have,
hands like get like all like stodgy with like
and stuff. And then you see his eyes.
Oh my god!
You know what it looks like?
They're like it's like paper mache. It
looks like Cheshire Cat.
He does. He looks like a little kitty cat.
He has the green eyes.
Yeah.
I'm not going crazy.
Well, they didn't even bother to give him a snout.
No, he has like gigantic green anime eyes. And it's like, you see that shot.
He's like, I'm a werewolf, ooh woo. I'm a werewolf, ooh woo.
And they were embarrassed. Because
they barely show it.
They were embarrassed because that shot, because he's on camera for barely any time.
Well, he breaks out of the cage and she immediately just shoots him and the scene ends.
Ooh, you're not going to shoot me, ooh.
You wouldn't shoot me, ooh woo. It's like, like, you guys have seen Shrek. It looks like when Puss in Boots does his cute face. They should put like hearts and like big like special effects around it.
Or like she whips out the gun. Ooh, is that for me?
Oh, got a big scary gun. Ooh.
How embarrassing!
You wouldn't want to shoot me.
How embarrassing!
It really is.
How embarrassing! Well, I can't. Imagine making that.
The fact that we equated it to like big anime eyes is like the most hilarious. Because you're right, it's exactly what it is.
Bro, if I filmed that and I looked at like the footage beforehand, I'd be like, I tell my editor, you are not putting this in the movie.
I'd be like, cut it out.
I don't care.
Like, Does this scene matter to the plot at all? No. Okay, please remove it.
But you want to leave the Exorcist one in? Yeah. But
yeah.
showing
Put that one. What about the Jester one where he has the weird makeup? Put that one. It doesn't matter. Put that one in. Just do not. I repeat, do not put the werewolf one in. Like, go to a test screening. Fuck! They put the goddamn werewolf in.
You know, yeah. That's when you're like, I may have went too far.
So he's watching that, and then the girl comes in. Sorry, that was a tangent.
No, he's also watching the news footage eventually.
Oh, right. Yeah, he changes it to the news footage. And
it's like, you know, they're talking about how the producer went crazy, killed everybody, and then there's a doctor or whatever on there, and he's like talking about how, you know, constant exposure to violence and in media can create like almost a Mr. Hyde thing and whatever.
Fuck this stupid like thrown together allegory at the end about like how watching violent movies can make you violent.
We just watched an uwu cat on film. There ain't no allegories in this bitch.
I think that's what they were trying to get at. I legitimately think that that's what they were trying to say, where he's like he was violent because he watched all these violent scenes. But they did it in such a fucking stupid way that it literally makes fucking like almost like 1% of sense.
Well, see, Will,
it's so fucking stupid.
Early in the movie, you're like, why are we watching a man watch violent movies?
Because he's getting violent.
And now you know.
That's what they were trying to do in the stupidest fucking way possible.
So the movie meticulously.
By watching uwu werewolves and fucking stupid ass mummies.
Booga Booga Exorcist.
Fucking Son of Mummy and fucking Dead Sex.
Dead Sex.
You know what? All those, they'll make a guy violent.
I understand. If I had to watch that nonsense over and over again, I would probably become violent too.
Wait a minute. We do watch that nonsense on like almost like a weekly basis.
Some of our nonsense is better than Dead Sex, though.
Yeah, definitely better than Son of Mummy. That one, I mean...
Cry Werewolf.
Now, Cry Werewolf is an underrated masterpiece, okay?
Yeah, it's
like, not a lot of people talk about Cry Werewolf, but it's actually pretty good.
Well, it's a little too kawaii for most people.
Yeah, that's true. Not a lot of people can handle it. It's kind of like Gut Feeling. Like, not a lot of people can handle that movie.
So I just want someone to make a zombie movie called The Gut Feeling.
It's a pretty good title, actually. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. But, so we're getting off on tangents. So the fucking secretary, his lover, comes by, and she's like, "Don't worry, everything's fine. Like we can."
She somehow typed up a new contract, and put it in like the guy's safe.
Well, remember, so we do see her getting into the safe, and she copies the contract, and then she photocopies it so she can get edit it basically. And so she edits it so it's his movie again, and they're gonna get a bunch of money from it.
Because now there's publicity because the producer of the movie went on a violent murder spree.
Yeah, so there's tons of money, and he's like, "You only cared about the money.
You're the same as the rest of them.
You're the same as the rest of them. All you care was about the money. You didn't care about this. Blah blah blah."
She's like, "What are you talking about? What
now,
do you
question:
care about? I care about film, filmmaking, whatever. He tells her I made a great film," and she's She looks like his costume's still there.
Dude, he made a straight-to-video film. He made a great film. Think about it.
Video. In the logic of this movie, it apparently got released.
Oh, no, it was big. Yeah, sorry. It was big in, like other parts of Europe, and it was going to be big in the UK.
Yes.
Because that's where this film is based. But,
I thought you were getting meta.
No.
Like the director saying, I made a great film.
Maybe it was him trying to say, I made a great film. Look at this. Look at what I've produced.
He got me.
Look at this. Look at my film. Look at Bloodstream. This is cinema. This is going to be shown around the world.
I give 2 dildos up to this. Okay.
Okay. It's gonna be shown around the world.
Everyone
will see Bloodstream.
Right. This is the new blockbuster hit.
Yep.
But yeah, she sees that he has his costume there, and she tells him to burn it. He has his film that he made. he has the tape there or whatever.
He basically just has a treasure trove of evidence.
And she tells him to burn that too. And then he starts threatening her, and he won't let her leave. So she, like, busts open the window, starts screaming for help.
Well, remember, she tries to run away, and he won't let her. And then that's when she busts open the window, screams for help. And he strangles her with film.
With his film.
Now, listen. Most people would say that film is not strong enough to strangle someone with. But
I clearly saw him strangle her with film.
I was just say they would be wrong.
I clearly saw it.
Because in the film, he strangles her with film.
Yes, I saw it with my own eyes.
Yep, with negative film. Exactly. So, anyway, the police come upstairs, and they bust into his house, and they arrest him.
He says cut. It cuts, and then he's in, like, a he's in, like, a jail cell or whatever.
Now, I don't know if this was the cut we saw or if this was the actual end of the movie. Maybe. We watched it on YouTube, so there might be another version that has the full what he said.
Yeah.
But basically, he looks directly at the camera, and he says, "When I get out of here," and then it just, like, it does this weird edit where, like, he just closes his mouth.
Well, like, you hear him almost say something, but it's, like, garbled, and then it, like, ends, and then that's it.
That's the movie.
And then roll credits.
So that is Bloodstream. Again, Masterclass. Not gonna lie, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with the lighting. There's nothing wrong with the The acting is top tier.
Immaculate.
You're right. That's the good word for it.
It made me feel so many things.
The camera work. Oh, there's so many unique camera angles.
I mean, technically there are. I'm not going to say it's good, but there's some weird fucking angles in this biznatch.
There are some tracking shots, which I was actually surprised that they actually did that. I thought it would just be like set up tripod film.
The most creative was in the Mad Max scene.
Yeah.
Where they, like, strapped their little...
Excuse me, are you talking about the #1 rated movie on the planet, Thunderstruck?
You can't even get it right, motherfucker. It's Lightning Strike.
Lightning Strike. Sorry, Thunderstrike is a different thing.
He has the lightning on his...
the bedazzled lightning on his, like, quote unquote leather jacket, because in the scene you can clearly tell they're ripping it, and it totally looks like leather.
Yeah, but yeah, there's a part where the woman in it is, like, driving on a motorcycle around these guys, and they, like, strap the camera to the side of it, and then she just falls off for no reason.
I guarantee they just bungee corded that shit right to the fucking...
whatever you gotta do.
But anyway,
on 400 pounds.
I was surprised they actually moved the camera around, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, compared to some of the other shot on shitty-o we've seen.
There is virtually no music in the film. There is a theme song.
There's music in, like, almost every scene.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Maybe
I mean, it's not very, like...
It's not... I guess it's just not very, like, prevalent. It's not, like, very, like...
It's kind of one note.
Yeah, and that's probably why I just, like, fucking, like, out of sight and out of minded it.
Yeah.
There's like one song that
plays,
like...
There's a handful of scenes where it's...
Like, there is like a theme. Lyrics. There's like a theme song kind of thing because they play it. They play it quite a bit. So, I guess that's more what I meant. Sorry, that was really confusing. There is music in it, but it's just
a score.
It's very forgettable, is what I was trying to get at.
It's a very memorable.
It's very You're right. It's a masterpiece. John Williams and fucking
nothing.
Hans Zimmer, fuck you. Like, whoever made the music for this.
Why do we make music after this movie came out? I don't know.
I don't know. Why do we produce music for any movies?
Why make movies after this?
Why we've peaked.
We really did.
We peaked with Bloodstream. A virtually unknown UK horror movie.
A shot on shitty old horror movie from the UK that cost about $1,000.
That probably maybe 500 people have seen.
502 now.
Yeah.
Congrats, I guess.
Sure.
You did it, boy.
Because it says 5.4 thousand on the YouTube channel, but I guarantee you no one finished this movie.
I guarantee you, if you watch the chart of it, 90% of those people turn it off in 2 minutes.
You know how you can see the highlights, right?
Yeah.
It literally after like 5 minutes it just dips and like just like nothing.
More like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
As soon as the first actual shot of movie comes in, a bunch of people probably were just like, nope.
Okay, yeah. All jokes aside, fucking, you already know the drill. Fucking horrible lighting. The audio is so bad because they fucking use just the mic on the goddamn camera, and it's fucking awful. You can barely understand anyone in this fucking movie.
There's scenes where I really had to struggle.
The acting is absolutely atrocious because they just got fucking random people, like probably friends, to do these fucking scenes. Like, it's not compelling at all. It's fucking bullshit. This movie is god awful. Like, if you couldn't tell, it's fucking stupid as shit. Yeah, okay. I digress. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go off like that. Listen, it's just a bad movie. That's all you need to know. It's an hour and 16 minutes, so you're not going to waste your time, but why would you? You could watch a lot of other things that are slightly longer or even shorter that are way better.
It's a great movie. How dare you? No, it's I don't know about shorter. I mean, this is pretty fucking short.
Well, you could watch like an episode of The Last of Us and be like,
wow,
way more entertained.
I'm just trying to imagine like watching this and then watching an episode of The Last of Us after that. It's just like I mean, it'd be like going from literally eating. It'd be going from like dumpster diving to like eating at like a 5-star steakhouse.
It's true.
With the most perfectly cooked filet mignon on the planet.
Like a Michelin star rated.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna feel like. It's like oh my god. It's like last time when we watched USA Ninja, and you were scrolling through YouTube, and there was the clips of American Ninja on there. And it like started previewing American Ninja.
Remember what a real movie looks like?
And I was just like, oh right, that's what a real movie looks like, with like, you know, professional cameras and like action scenes that are professionally shot and like all this professional shit.
Just setting up a scene is so fucking important.
Yeah, like being able to see what's happening.
Like pre-rehearsing a scene
Yeah.
is very, very fucking important.
And having like actors that know what they're doing and know dialogue and just so much at work goes into it. And then you watch some pile of shit like this and you're just like, man, who the fuck needs all that? You just say action and then
you say action and your actor takes 2 full seconds to like understand and comprehend what action means and then starts acting.
And then it's just awkward.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you do that and then you have an hour and 16-minute long movie and there you go.
Listen, no one's going to fucking see this movie. Like,
I mean, it's up to you.
Shitty to pretty, dude, it's fucking low. That's all. Maybe on entertainment value alone, I'd probably, and this might be lower than yours actually. I say a 3.
Yeah. I'd give it a 3 as well. I don't know. Should I give it? Nah, it's not fair. I'll give it a 4. Because
I knew you were gonna go a little higher. I think I hated this movie more than you did.
No, here's the reason that I can't give it a 3 is because there are things happening.
I'm giving it a 3.
And
I'm not giving it a 1.
Well, that would just be ridiculous.
Or a 2.
That would also be ridiculous.
I think 3 is a good, fair spot.
It's not entertaining enough to warrant like a 5.
Listen, your 4 is justified. You can have a 4. We can listen. This is like the first time we've disagreed on a rating, and it's only by a point. You are allowed to have your own opinion on this.
See, well, the only reason I'm giving it sympathy, I'm giving it a 4 is because there's things happening. Because I'm not gonna lie, if the movie did not have those scenes, like if you took all those scenes of him watching movies and replaced them with, I don't know, him just staring at walls,
I don't know.
I'd give it like a 2.
I don't like the concept. I didn't like the whole. I mean,
You didn't like the allegory?
well, just show him watching like a scene or two. You don't have to show him watching like literally like 6 or 7 movies.
But Will, constant exposure to violent media.
Shut the fuck up. That is not a real thing. It's not. It's fucking not. Listen, this is not that podcast.
Technically, neither is and neither is not being able to see your murderer from 5 feet away in broad daylight.
Yeah, that is not a real thing either. That is a fact.
Strangling people with film negatives, or
really anything in this movie.
anything,
or being a very capable, muscly man and having a dumbbell dropped on your nuts and then literally dying from a barbell getting dropped on your neck.
a barbell that had, if I remember correctly, just because of like, I mean, I'm not bragging or anything, but I have been to a gym. But just because you saw him put the weights on there.
There wasn't that much weight on there.
I would say.
I mean, to be fair, that would hurt like a motherfucker.
No, it would hurt.
But it would not kill you.
Just eyeballing it, it looked like he had, I would say, maybe 35 or 40 pounds on there.
Yeah.
Not that much. Which, I mean...
Well, that would do some damage. I'm not going to lie. It would not kill you.
No.
You'd be kind of winded because it'd probably hit your throat.
Yeah.
And you'd be winded, but it would not kill you.
But in this universe...
It makes you literally die.
You. And in this universe, you cannot see more than 10 feet ahead of you. You can get strangled by film negatives. You can literally sit around and watch smut 24/7.
You can casually walk away from a pursuing murderer, and call the police and try and get out of your house.
Yes, all this can happen.
Yep.
All this is true.
It's very true.
Okay. Universe of Bloodstream.
Listen, not that podcast, but get fucked. Violent shit does not make you violent.
Okay, but to be fair, how you can't possibly...
That's what they were going for.
But you can't make this movie and, like, actually believe that. You feel me?
I don't think they did, but that is the reason that he was murdering people.
Well, yeah, because he's desensitized.
I don't know why they chose that as their allegory in literally a movie where there is death almost every single fucking scene of this movie.
That's why. Because there's so much death, Will. And as soon as this podcast ends...
This isn't fucking Funny Games. Like, it's not that movie.
This is better than Funny Games. Because, see, Funny Games did not make me feel like a dildo. This makes me feel like a dildo.
I mean, Funny Games made me feel like shit, but that's a different story.
Yeah. And this is like, I'm just a dildo, and I was just... I was just shoved where the sun don't shine for an hour and 16 minutes.
Yeah.
And then taken out, and now we are just used and abused.
Yep. And that, I mean, you could probably tell in this recording. So, and I've already been fucked by this cold the whole week, so I did not need that.
Yeah, I did
not need this, okay?
I just didn't know.
So that's Bloodstream. I don't really have any thing else to say about it.
As many wise men have once said, if you have nothing good to say about someone, say nothing at all.
I mean, we've already said a lot, but
and,
let's like an hour. But what? It's fine.
Well, it's like those people who are like, "Oh, I'm not going to say anything bad," proceeds to say something bad for an hour, and then after they're done, they're like, "But I don't want to be negative." That's us. So yeah, see, now we're good.
Yeah,
it's off our chest.
We're fine.
And we have nothing negative to say about Bloodstream anymore.
Not anymore. We've already said it.
Look, good, just positive vibes, bro. Okay,
That's all you need. Bloodstream is a great, amazing movie. Go watch it.
There's nothing wrong with this movie at all.
Nothing. It's a masterpiece. Anyway, for They Mostly Come Out at Night, this has been Will.
This has been Alex.
We'll talk to y'all later.
Bye. And that's when Alex developed his drinking problem.
That's what I started.